Hello and welcome. I'm Siddharth Gulati. I am a text commentator and a video presenter at Cricket Exchange. That's part of One Cricket. And today I have with me Mr. Arshad Ayub. He's a former India cricketer and the former team manager of India during 2010 and the 2015 World Cup. Sir, it's good to have you. How are you? How are things?
Things are fine. Thank you for having me. It's really good to be. Tell me, Siddharth.
Yeah, nice. So, sir, I think first things first, I have to ask you this question, and this is not basically coming from a cricket correspondent, it's coming from a fan. But how are you liking the World Cup?
Well, I think this World Cup we are playing really well, and I'm happy that the way we are converting the games, especially chasing. I
Yeah,
think it's been basically consistent performance by everyone. It's we have been seeing that the consistency of performance by each and every player is so important, and I feel that the batting has really coming up really nicely, and we are peaking up. I'm hoping that we peak at the right time, and then we are definitely going to make the semi-final. But that is the match which I am looking forward to, because we have always had a little bit of a crunch in the semi-final.
yeah.
So if we can go past that, I think we have got a very, very good chance to win the World Cup.
Exactly. So, as I can remember, and I also told my viewers when we started this interview that you were a part of the Indian team for the 2015 World Cup. Like you were the team manager at that time. Um, my question to you is that how do you think has the competition in the ODI World Cups changed since the time you were the team manager and the current edition that is basically going on with respect to the competition across the teams?
If you look at it, the thing which has drastically changed is the number of runs on the board. If you look at that, earlier it used to be 300. It would be a big score. We lost to Australia when they got 330 in the semi-finals. But now they are reaching 400 mark. And that is something which is, that's quite a big change. 60, 70 runs changes there.
Yeah.
But other than that, I think, the players are now, if you look at it, they're more attacking now.
Yeah.
They are more attacking, and they are playing. If you look at the last 10 overs, you can easily make out that they are playing like a 20-20 match. So even in 10 overs, they are looking at getting those 120 runs, 130 runs, which is big for any team. So those changes have been done. Major aspect was that the second 11 teams, second teams like Netherlands and Bangladesh and Afghanistan. If you look at them, they have made a huge change. They're playing really well. They have started winning matches. Bangladesh won against Pakistan, and England, which is Afghanistan winning against England and Pakistan. Big change. Change. I think we can expect these changes. As we go on, they can surprise anybody. These are the things which will be we should be looking forward to, because they can make an upset. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. So, if we look at the subcontinent teams, and if I think maybe arguably or inarguably, we can say this thing that India is definitely the best of the lot. We see with Pakistan, Sri Lanka, for that matter, even Afghanistan, all these teams, they have their own troubles. So whether it is on the field or off the field, or maybe the team structure, or maybe the fact that they are not fully prepared for all the three formats. But I have to ask you this thing, that with the way Afghanistan are shaping up, they recently, before the World Cup, they beat Bangladesh in Bangladesh. Now, this is something that hasn't happened much with respect to other teams. Only England, New Zealand, and Afghanistan have defeated Bangladesh in one days in Bangladesh in the last 7 to 8 years. So my question to you is that with the way Afghanistan are performing in this format and even in T20s, do you like really see them being number 2 subcontinent team after India in the next 5 years?
Well, that's a great possibility, because the way they have, see, if you look at that, the spinners, especially in subcontinent, will be a handful. They have got now, 4 spinners playing in the side, and all of them are quality spinners. I think that will really, really, give them an edge on any other side, for that matter.
Exactly.
Plus the batting, they have been very explosive. See, still the consistency has to come in. Yes. I would say that the batting consistency has to come in. They can play on their day, they can beat any side, looks like that. But generally against a team like India or Australia, I think, they will struggle a bit as far as the batting is concerned. So I think they need much more consistency. Pakistan is bowling really badly in this tournament. They have never been able to, come through it. So their bowling has been quite ordinary, if you look at it. Sri Lanka has not been batting that well.
Yeah.
They have bowled okay, but they have not bat that well.
Yeah.
So that way, Bangladesh basically, I would say that. Yeah. So, as I said that, Pakistan is not bowling that well. Yeah. And Bangladesh is not doing well in batting and bowling. Both areas, they are struggling a bit.
Yeah.
Which is very surprising, because Bangladesh was playing well. Suddenly they have, looks like that, the consistency have gone haywire.
Yeah.
So I think, Afghanistan is definitely looking very good, and the fielding, the batting, the bowling, it looks really good. They are playing with one all-rounder medium pacer and one medium pacer, and then they are having 4 spinners in the side, and the batting has been doing really well. They've got a depth in the batting now. Yeah. I think as you said that they can be really number 2 team in Asia.
Exactly. And so with respect to maybe the Indian cricket team, let's just, get back to them and the performances that have been like perfect so far. And even, with the Hardik Pandya's injury, team looks more or less settled. Obviously, there would be a bowler shot. Let's just assume that maybe if he's not there for the next couple of games. So first of all, I think my point is that what do you think, is that one weakness of the Indian cricket team that could get exposed in their remaining games?
Well, I think, one important aspect of Indian cricket is that, they really play well till the semi-finals. And semi-final is the place where I'm a little worried about. And especially if we are going to make, we are going to play Australia.
Yeah.
Because Australia, I think most likely, if Australia is the 4th side, maybe we might play Australia, if that is the thing.
Yeah.
Being the number 2 team. So that is where the little worry, because, Australians are, big match players. They always have been big match players. Yeah. And although we do have the potential to be, playing the big match really good. Just that, I feel that, they don't have to be overcautious, but just they need to, play well in that particular game, bowl well in that particular game, feel well in that particular game.
Yeah.
So although they have been doing brilliantly all this time, that is one game I'm little looking forward to. I'm not worried, but I'm looking forward to, they're doing well in the semi-finals. The way they are playing, the way they are delivering, the consistency and all that, it seems to me that, they should be able to overcome that.
I think if we maybe move to England cricket team, I think they have been a major letdown, a big disappointment, to be very honest, because almost everyone, I think, all the fans, not just England fans, but even the fans of maybe the other cricket teams also, they expected England to do well. So what do you think, what has really been the reason behind their letdown in this World Cup?
Basically, I think, the combination has not been set properly for them. Stoke was not playing. Now he came back into the team. And then, certain players who are supposed to, give them that little boost, they were off color.
Yeah.
And then, although they have a really good batting lineup, they do have a very good batting lineup. It's only that they are not gelling well at this point of time. See, normally what happens is that even England, Australia, New Zealand, and all that, they normally struggle on Indian conditions a bit.
Yeah.
Because of the weather, because of the pitch conditions and all that, they struggle a bit. But I think looking at England, they are really struggling at this point of time.
Yeah.
And injuries are not really leaving them. So I feel that they must get their act together and play some good cricket, because they were the potential team in the first four.
Yeah,
they were the potential team in the first four, and suddenly now when we are looking at them, they seems to be losing as they are going. So I think they need to get their act right, and the batters have to bat really well. Especially the openers have to give them a good start and make sure that they get a good base, and then from then they can move on.
Like you when you talked about the fact that you were the team manager in 2015 and how things have maybe changed in terms of competition now in ODI World Cups. There's one thing that obviously that we are seeing is a lot of one-sided games. When I say, one-sided games, obviously batting friendly pitches that we are witnessing in India. So whether it is in Delhi, I was recently at the stadium for the Australia versus Netherlands game, and obviously it was a belter until Australia produced a bowling masterclass. So my point is that why are there so many batting friendly pitches? Because is it just because of about the fact that the public wants to see all those fours and sixes, and obviously they get bored when the teams get bowled out so easily, or is it more about the fact that there's some maybe unknown reason that we are probably not aware of? Like, what do you think is the major reason? Is it like more of commercial, or is it more of the fans' perspective, or there's something else to it?
I think it's a mixture. It's a mixture. First thing is that I would say that everybody loves to see big scores.
Yeah.
And batsmen getting runs. They love to see that. The other is that one aspect of cricket is that the pitch making.
Yeah.
The pitch making is such a art, which is I think lacking.
Yeah.
Either you can give a really good batting pitch, or you can give a good pitch where it is underprepared and it spins and it really helps the bowler.
Yeah.
So in two conditions, I think the preferable will be to have a good batting pitch. One is that.
Yeah.
The second is that if the one-day game, you don't want to see that one side get an advantage of batting first, and then the other side gets a crumbled wicket, and then they are struggling.
Yeah.
So I think those are the things which are very important, that both the sides get the similar kind of a wicket where they can bat or they can bowl. So that is one condition. That's why they maintain good batting pitches, so that whoever bats well, they can go through. And but sometimes it's happening that in the second innings, there are two aspects. One is because of the dew, there is a ball gets wet, and there is not enough for the bowlers.
Yeah.
It doesn't swing, it doesn't seam, it doesn't spin, so batters get easily there. Another aspect is that if it is dry and it starts moving because of the weather conditions. Now we are in end of October, going into November, especially in north now. The conditions are quite heavy. So the bowling second, you will definitely get an advantage. If it is not, if it's a dry ground.
Yeah.
If it's a dry ground, we'll definitely get an advantage of swinging the ball, especially with both balls. We are using two balls, so I think that'll be an advantage. But generally, as I said, that it is going to be batting paradise, because we cannot prepare pitches for suitable kind of thing, in the sense that we don't have the expertise to do that. Yeah. Where there'll be a little bit of an advantage to the bowlers, and the batsmen also can bat, and we can get about 250, 260, and then the other team is also very competitive, and they can also be near that. That kind of a pitch is not a possibility. That's why they are making belters, and that's why people are really getting big scores.
Yeah. So the other day I was traveling back to home from my work through Delhi Metro, and I heard a casual fan saying that this is the most boring World Cup of all time. And then I asked him, then I basically cross-questioned him a bit, and I told him that I am a cricket correspondent and all that stuff. So I asked him, why do you think it's a boring World Cup? And he's like, because they are one-sided games. There's no real contest that that I'm watching, and I love the game, and I don't think it's healthy for the game that we are just having those top sides, because they are experienced, they are making the most of the conditions, and they are just one-side contests. So I'm not liking it, and I don't want ICC to maybe make these kind of pitches. Better to have sporting pitches. So his words were that it's the most boring World Cup of all time. I'm going to ask the same question, this thing, to you as a fan. So what do you think as a fan? Do you think it is actually the most boring World Cup of all time, or do you have a different opinion?
No, I definitely have a different opinion, because when you talk about boring one-sided games, and when you're talking about the best sides are winning, and they are anyway going to qualify, I think it's not true. Afghanistan has made the dent.
Yeah,
they played well. They played some good cricket. They won some good matches. So I think that was exciting. And plus, if you look at Pakistan and Sri Lanka match in Hyderabad, the chase by Pakistan was great, actually. Both the sides got more than 300 runs. Pakistan chased that runs, and they got it. Yeah. Rizwan played a brilliant knock there. So I think, we are not getting, very close matches sometimes. Yeah. That is, like the one which Pakistan and Sri Lanka played. We have not got that kind of a close match. But again, we won. If you look at it, ultimately we won easily. But it was a good game. We lost 5 wickets, and then Virat and Jadeja, took us over. So these are the matches. These are the matches which we'll be looking forward to, because that is something which we should know, that all the games cannot be nail biter, but they will be definitely.
So I think this is where my questions end. But I think before we end the interview, I have a few rapid fire questions for you. So I think this is going to be fun for all our viewers, and obviously for you. So my first question is that the top run scorer for this tournament will be?
I think it'll be very close. I think Virat should be the one. The way he's playing, I feel that Virat should, if not the top scorer, but he'll have the best average.
Okay. Who'll hit the most sixes?
I think Rohit.
Okay, you certainly seem to be biased towards the Indian cricket team.
No, he's been doing that. If you look at that, still today, if you look at it, that Rohit is leading with sixes still.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, who will take the most wickets?
That's a good question. Who will take the most wickets?
Okay, I'll make it easy for you. I'll give you 3 options, and the 4th option will be maybe someone else. So one is going to be Jasprit Bumrah. Next is Adam Zampa. Obviously, he's taken 4 wicket hauls in a row. And the third option I think that I'll probably have is maybe Shaheen Afridi. Obviously, he's not bowling well, but still. So these are my three options to you. Maybe you can choose someone else also.
Zampa has been doing really well. I think, he's been consistently getting wickets, and he's getting that help from the Indian pitches, and he's been doing well. So he might be the number one contender there. And from India, I would still think that, Kuldeep has got an outside chance to be the top wicket taker.
Yeah. So when the World Cup started, we saw Aiden Markram, scoring the fastest century in ODI World Cups in 49 balls. And then 18 days later, Glenn Maxwell did it in 40 balls. So my question to you is that, is there any batter who do you think can break Glenn Maxwell's record in the same edition?
Oh, that's a good question. I think, it's tough to break 44 balls record.
Yeah.
And I could see only, Maxwell doing it again. That is something, he's the one who can break his own record. Because he's a guy he plays in a different fashion. He has got its own way of doing things. Yeah. And I think... or on a very good day, maybe Rohit. That's something which is a possibility.
Okay. So, we've seen a lot of totals being scored above 350. Then South Africa scored 428. And Australia the other day against Netherlands, they scored 399. Do you see a total of 500 being scored in this edition for the first time in the history of the World Cup?
No, not likely actually. Not likely, because I think you can probably go up to 450, maybe 460, but not 500. I don't foresee that.
Okay. I think if we look at it from the strike rate perspective, who do you think could have the best strike rate before, or maybe, once the World Cup finishes?
Strike rate, I will still give it to, probably, Glenn Maxwell has got a very good strike rate.
Yeah.
I wouldn't like to mention one, but I would say that, it'll be between Maxwell, then de Kock.
Yeah.
de Kock and Rohit, I feel.
Okay. One last question. Which would be your 4 semi-finalists?
Mine is India, South Africa, New Zealand, and Australia maybe.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your time. Once again, I think it's been a pleasure to talk to you. You have been really exhaustive with your opinions, being very sharp with what you say. And this is something that I've always admired about you, because you have never been afraid to speak your mind. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. And it means a lot to me. And hopefully we'll have a chat soon.
Thank you, Siddharth. Bye.
Bye.